People gonna always try to make you feel guilty for choosing your life. They're gonna make you feel like you failed your adult kids by choosing to live your own dream. People they think about dreams as, I want a dream marriage, or I want a dream car, I want a dream vacation. But for some people, van life is a dream. It's not my dream anymore, but it was my dream to travel affordably, to go to different states, not have to pay for accommodations. It was my dream. And nomadic living is still my dream. But they want to make you feel like you failed your adult kids. To all the parents out there who feel like they failed their adult kids, I know what it's like to feel that way. At the age of 50, I chose van life, and I thought it wasn't a selfish move because I was divorced, my kids were grown, and I didn't have any grandkids, and this was my life, choosing to live in a van. But how many out there feel like you failed your kids, your adult kids, to pursue your dreams? Is there anybody out there? I know people feel like that out there. I feel like that because I thought my kids are grown. This is my dream. This is my life. My dream to travel affordably in a way that I could afford to do it. And that meant via van life. But in choosing that life, yeah, I didn't in the beginning think like I failed my kids because my kids were in their 20s. They were adults. I didn't have any grandkids. I felt like, so if I want to live in a van, or if I want to live unconventionally, it was my life. But as I progress, several years later, I see, as a parent, I do feel like I failed my adult children. And not because my adult children don't have lives that are successful. So I can say, like, I'll tell you my story. I'm going to tell you my story about my adult kids. My adult kids, my youngest son was in the military, and he invests in stocks, and he's done moderately well. And he works moderately well. He's smart. He has a roommate. I always taught him the rents are too damn high. If you're not gonna buy, then you should get a roommate, or you should get, I tried to say a van, but he wasn't listening to that van life. And my oldest son recently invited me to stay with him. I'm in my home base, Ohio, where it's freezing. And his fiance, they have a house, and they have a 3-bedroom, and she has a kid of her own, but she's keeping 2 other kids. And they have, but they're all girls, so they all sleep in one room. They're all very young, so they have a 3rd bedroom. I didn't want to go there, but I feel like not having a space for my sons to come to me to talk, I do feel like it's a failure. I know people probably thinking like, how is it a failure? I taught my kids right from wrong. I taught them to get their education. I had to live my life. But I think as I look back on my situation, I think my kids will look back and be like, well, they never said this to me, but they don't have to say it to me. It's how I feel, right? It's how I feel. And I think they would think I failed them by not providing them a space, somewhere to go, in addition to, like, say if they needed to come back home, to not provide that space for them, to not provide that space where they may just want to be at, mama's house for 3 days just to talk to mama. I know my son, I know both of them, and I know they both have some personal things they're going through. And I know, like, me being at hotels or renting a room, it's not somewhere they can come, or they don't feel they can come and just talk to me. And so it's very painful to feel like you have failed your kids, to feel like, I don't know. If any parent is out there, if y'all parents are out there feeling like you failed your adult children, I don't think you should. The only way I think you should, I hope that's nothing in my nose, I don't know. The only way I think you should feel your adult, and if you let something happen to them and then you never address it. Other than that, why do we have to feel like, or why do people try to make you feel like you failed them with you to live your own dream? So your own dream may be conventional, but a lot of people fail their children, they get married, right? They fail their children just by getting married because their adult children they might miss their dad. They might not like their current partner. So if they don't like their current partner, they feel like, oh, you failed your adult children because you dared to fall in love. So that's one reason. Another reason is, like, I'm in a group, which I haven't been there lately, but I am in this group where there are black women who are traveling out of the country and leaving their kids. Not little bitty kids or small kids, but they're adult kids. So they might feel like, oh, you failed your kids by moving out of the country. No, you haven't. In some cases, that might be the case, but choosing to live your own dream, to do what you want to do, what makes you happy, you feel guilty because your kids could be grown, but they still your babies. You know what I mean? So you will feel guilty, and there will be people who will try to make you feel guilty. But I'm not going to say you shouldn't feel guilty. I'm going to say it's personal how you feel, and it's personal how you work out how you feel. And don't even let anybody in your presence that wants to tell you this, even your kids. I've never heard it from my kids personally. I've felt it from one of them, but I've never heard it from any of them. Like, when I say I felt it, I don't mean like it's like just told me like, how dare you go out of the state and I need you for XYZ. But I just feel that there have been times in his life where he would have preferred that I just had some house to come to on the holidays, that he could just come there and just talk to me and just be talking to me and no one else. So it's like I felt that, but that don't mean it's accurate. You're gonna feel a lot of different ways, and as parents we are gonna feel guilty because I think the nature of just being a parent is to feel guilty, right? It just is. But if it's not nothing major, and even if it's something major that was out of your control, you're going to feel guilty. And I'm not going to tell you to not feel guilty, but I am going to tell you, don't sit there and like let it take over your life, consume you. You know, when you get to be a certain age, you get up in the morning and you cry. In the morning, you cry at night, you cry all the time, because it's just your age and what you're going through. But as far as like just being like, oh, I'm crying because I feel guilty. No, you should not just go around 24/7 feeling guilty. Do what you can, and that's what I have done my entire life. I told my kids I don't believe in college education no more. I don't. I'm a college graduate, and my kids have college under their belt, and one have a degree, but I don't feel like a college degree is the path to success. I think it's one of the paths. So I don't feel like it's the path, but I do think it's one of them. So if you failed your kids and making sure they get their education, or making sure they choose the right partner, what could you have done? When I was growing up, my grandparents didn't teach me financial literacy. I was raised by my grandparents. So should I go around thinking they failed me, or they didn't teach me financial literacy? They taught me about Christianity. Christianity ain't never put no dollars in my pocket. This made me have a lot of heartbreak. Should I feel guilty, or should I punish? Well, they're not allowed to be punished anyway. Do they care? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments though, because it's just one of those days where, you know, I'm just thinking, I got conditioner in my hair. I got to go back. She's going to rinse it out and fix the hair up. But anyway, y'all, happy holidays, stay safe, and don't feel guilty. Take the joy out.